Just recycled paper, no worries.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Toastmasters in-person meeting in October. It's really nice to see you all in person. Please take a seat, and we're about to start the meeting. Some of you might know, my name is Sila Ng. I work in UNODC. I'm the president of the VIC Toastmaster Club. We might have met you in the club's days, in September, but now we wanted to show you also our meeting, the first in-person meeting in October. And the first section that I would go through is a little bit of the business order that relates with the club matters. So just bear with me a few minutes. Three things I wanted to say. So first, last Thursday, some club officers, we visited the Rotary Club in Vienna, one of the Rotary Club in Vienna, where we sort of learn what the Rotary Club is, what they have been doing, is there any possibility of room for collaboration? Because there is an MOU that was signed by Toastmaster International, also with the Rotary Club, to explore collaboration between the two clubs. And so in any club members who will want to engage a little bit more in social activities, in terms of helping people to deliver the speech, but more in the promotion of, let's say, youth matters in this area, let me know, and then we'll see how to take it up. So the second point is also very important. For the upcoming November, we would have a social activities that will be planned by Ria. So she will set up the details later, and if you're guests of the club, you're also most welcome to join us, I think, to learn a bit more about the club in an informal setting. So this would be a social gathering outside of our regular meeting. And last but not the least, I just wanted to get a feeling of how we should move forward in terms of our club meetings, because so far we have been doing one in-person meeting, which is the second Tuesday at lunch, and the second.
The in-person is the first.
Yes, but the second Tuesday of the month, we are doing the first in-person meeting, and then the fourth Tuesday we do online meeting. That has been the practice so far. But I just want to open up the floor now as a vote. You let me know, do you want to keep it online or in person? So
In person.
in person?
In person.
I just wanted to have a few. Yes, please. No, it's important because you are potential club members as well. We need to know. And online? Okay. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what to do.
If I may add,
Yes.
I mean, I think we strongly encourage to have in-person meetings. However, not to skip the online totally, which means then to have it not in a continuous period, but like every 2 months one online meeting to keep the practice of this. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll try to, make everyone happy, stretch our possibilities, and try to see how to make it happen. Yeah, and I think this is what we have been doing so far. So. And one last point is for all the guests of today, please do sign up in the guest book, because we would really want to stay in touch with you, keep you posted of all our coming events. And that would be the business of today. And just a quick round of introduction for all the guests, because we have so many today. Just a very short sentence: who you are, how do you know about the club? Can we start with here? Yes.
Sure. Hi everyone, my name is Tudor. I work for the UNODC. I just started at VIC 4 or 5 months ago, I don't know, 6 maybe. I was a member of Toastmasters in the organization I worked before. They also had the club, so I'm familiar with the procedures, and sure, I would like to join.
Oh, yes.
Looking forward to meeting you.
Please.
Okay, hi, I'm Arden. I'm an intern at the IA. I never heard of this club before I started my internship, and I got very interested and I decided to join this meeting today. So yeah.
Welcome. Okay, so UNODC IEA and?
I'm Lawrence, I'm UNODC as well. I heard about the club through the head of my old company, who was a big fan, had done all the ranks, and so he gave informal, I guess, meetings in the company we had. But it wasn't official Toastmasters, so it's good to do it properly.
Hi, Brian. Long time. Yes. Please, can you have that seat? Yeah. Yes, next one. We're just having the guests introduce themselves. Yes, please. Bravo.
Afternoon, everyone. My name is Iliana. I work at the Central Security Coordinator in the IAA as well. I've never joined the Toastmaster Club before, so I'm not familiar with the procedure, but I look forward to learning.
Hello everyone, I'm Reyhan. I'm new internal in IAs. I volunteer from my colleagues.
Hi everyone, I'm Javi. I am also an intern at the IAEA, and I learned about this club during the show of the Rotunda, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do.
Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Claudia. Nice to meet you all. I heard about this thing during this club during the Rotunda stuff. I was with him. Actually, all of them are my colleagues. I'm an intern at the IAEA, and I'm looking forward to join this amazing club.
Cool. Bravo. Yes. Anyone else?
Mahmoud. Yeah, please.
Yep. Hello everyone, I'm Mahmoud. This is my first time to join an in-person VIC Toastmaster. I am familiar with it since I attended a couple of two sessions in Cairo before, so I'm a little bit familiar with how it works. Nice to meet you all.
So, moving on from Cairo to.
Yeah, hi everyone, my name is Wei Rong. I'm also an intern at the agency, and I heard about Toastmasters 1 year ago during the pandemic, trying to be more involved in clubs, and I never actually went to one, so this is my first time, but I'm very excited to how it's going to be in person now, and looking forward to getting to know everyone, so thank you very much.
Thank you. There's one more. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Zarina. I also came across Toastmasters with the club fair in Rotunda. I never attended, I heard something, so I'm very curious, and here I am.
Bravo. Yes. Two more. Yes, there is this one and this. Yeah, either one.
Hello, my name is Carola. I am psychotherapist, psychoanalyst. I'm an intern as well now in HR department on development team in DC. I'm very curious, looking forward to be today a guest and then maybe a member of this club.
Bravo. Last but not least.
Thanks. Hi everyone, my name is Laura. I work at IAEA in the Program of Action for Cancer Therapy. And I've wanted to actually do Toastmasters for quite a while, but I've been moving around far too frequently for that to be possible. And finally I'm here for long enough that I'm ready to see what it's like.
Great. Thank you so much. And just a small note for those who might not be familiar with this part of the house, this is actually the UNOF Finance Division. There's they have the 10th floor. So moving from IEA Finance, we move to UNOF Finance. So let's see where we're moving to next. And so without further ado, now I wanted to give the floor to our Toastmaster of the day, Gordana.
Fellow Toastmasters and many honored guests, I'm very glad to see so many people today. I welcome you to our meeting, to our first meeting in October, our first in-person meeting in October of the year 2020. My name is Gordana and I will be your host for the day. Because we are already running out of time, I will try to be short, and we have a very, very full agenda, which I like to see. Just a few things before we start with the program. One thing I want to remind all of us here today, this is a safe environment for us to express our feelings, our thoughts, of course with respect to each other. So I strongly encourage you to take a further step, and try to talk as much as you can, because at the end of the day, we are all here for the same goal: to improve our speaking skills, to improve our leadership skills, and so on and so forth. And the second part that I wanted to mention is that to give you just a little overview of how our meetings are going. We have three main components of this Toastmasters Club. The first one is prepared speech. Today we have two prepared speeches, and the speakers, they already have signed up from a certain development programs, and these speeches are part of those programs to fulfill the criteria in order to achieve a certain level of their development programs. The second part is impromptu speech. So these are not prepared speeches. These are short speech, 1 to 2 minutes. Our topics master will ask random people in the audience, the attendants, and you will try to answer within a short period of time. The idea is to practice also impromptu speeches. And the third and very important part is the evaluation part. We have a full team of evaluators who will evaluate the grammar we use, whether we use it correctly or incorrectly, the body language. There is a timekeeper who will, of course, keep track of our time, and so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's start. The first person that I would like to introduce is Ben, which is a general evaluator, and he will introduce his team, a huge team, army team of evaluators for today's meeting.
Hello Toastmasters, honored guests, happy to see you all today. I would like to introduce my wonderful team with first our two evaluators of the prepared speeches. Toastmaster Tatiana for the first speech and Toastmaster Melissa for the second speech. I would like to introduce now the grammarian today, that is Sila. Would you like to give us the word of the day and your role?
Thank you, Toastmaster Ben. The word of the day is spontaneous. I guess you can feel what I'm feeling now. This is also one of the things that I learned the most by joining Toastmaster meetings, is to be spontaneous, but of course also to be effective. So I would pay attention to the use of your language and count how many times you have used the word spontaneous, and also give the crown to the
Grammarian crown.
The crown of grammarian, yes, to the one with the best use of the language. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. In my team today, we'll also have a timekeeper that is very important so that we can finish on time. And today it's Ria. Toastmaster Ria, can you explain your role today?
Yes, so we have certain times for certain speakers, like for the first speaker 4 to 6 minutes, the second speaker 5 to 7 minutes. Impromptu speeches will be the table topics will be 1 to 2 minutes. And I have here my signs, which means the green is the half, and then it's like 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then this one is like when it's like there's no time anymore left over. This will be noted, and then at the end, communicate.
You'll give us your report. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ria. We'll also have an important role that is the A counter, and today the role is for Toastmaster Maria Teresa. Could you explain what is your role today?
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, how often do we make a hesitation, unpleasantries, things that take away from what we're trying to say? Our message somehow is then a little bit distorted. I'm keeping track of all of these things we do in the course of our meeting, and I actually have a sheet already where I've already started. By the way, guests are not sort of responsible for any kind of ums or ahs. The other thing is that we have a penalty. Where is our little penalty box over here? If you make one of these offenses with the you have to pay 10 cents. Although there's a circle. You can make 20 ahs, ums, whatever, and you only have to pay €1. I think the idea of paying is that you realize there's a certain penalty that we actually, we're not really going to make any money off of your ask, but just that you're a little bit more aware of that. And without a return control to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ben.
Thank you very much. I personally don't have cash today, so maybe we could think of a contactless thing. Online payment, something. The last person or last role we have today as part of the evaluation team is the battle counter, and I guess Ria, Toastmaster Ria, is also in charge of that.
So we have these evaluation cards here, and then they're requested to write down the name of the best speakers, of the best speaker for the table topics. This will be evaluated at the end, and then we will be announcing the winner of the table topics.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ria. And with this, I conclude the introduction of my team. Toastmaster of the day, Gordana.
Alright, so let's start with our prepared speeches. The first speaker is Julia Vistavna. Julia has joined us, if I'm not wrong, earlier this year, right?
Yes.
About earlier, yeah. So kind of new, but not so new. So Julia today is very brave because she's doing her icebreaker. This is the first speech in her development program of the dynamic leadership. It's supposed to be long, between 4 to 6 minutes. Julia will tell us a bit about herself, a little beyond her daily routines, as the topic of her speech is named today. I will ask the evaluator, Tatiana, to give us a little description of the type of speech that Julia will deliver today.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. The purpose of the project or the speech which Julia is going to be delivering today is exactly to introduce herself. It's the first speech, it's the first ever speech she's delivering in the club with such a length, and it's also the opportunity for us to learn about herself, for her, and for her to express what she wants us to know about her. And the structure of the speech she will follow will be a standard structure, basic one, of which is relevant for public speeches. Julia, I think it's your turn.
Everyone, Julia, with me beyond my daily routine.
Thank you.
Dear Toastmasters, dear guests, now my main task to break ice in your eyes. So let's start to do that. Why did I decide to do public speaking? Actually, I was never shy, and I always had my own opinion. My first memory comes when I've been in the baby stroller, and my grandmother wanted to give me a kefir. If you don't know kefir, it's a kind of buttermilk with very acidic taste. So, I don't want kefir. I rotate my head from side to side, closed mouth tightly, and I understand that in order not to get something what you don't want, you need to fight for that. Later, being not able still to talk, like all babies at this age, I found that in order to avoid something what you don't want, you need to show it with your bad behavior. My mother said that I start to talk very early, but I know the reason. Because bad behavior doesn't help you to get actually what you want. You need a voice to communicate with your wishes. The transition from bad behavior to expressing strong messages was very painful. I was in the Soviet school. In our school, you are taught to listen, but not to express your opinion. That is why often I've been in the punishment corner. Punishment corner is for person. Opinions of this person is not very welcome. It's very painful to be in the punishment corner because all your classmates look at you, they laugh at you, you're at the focal point of attention. So at the beginning I was crying. It was very painful because everyone laughing at you. Later I started to adapt and accepted what, even if I look stupid, it's not bad. I started to entertain my classmates making funny poses. So the whole class was laughing. Actually, teacher stopped to pause me in the punishment corner because I did a mess on the class. And this time I understand. It's actually the period when I stopped to be afraid to be visible. Later, I continued my education at the veterinary academy because it was my dream to be a doctor who treated animals. But unfortunately, under certain circumstances, I cannot continue. So, and I need to go to the environmental engineering department. But I accepted this change and I enjoyed. I moved forward, and this was the step that I understand. Any change is actually the move you forward. It gives you additional motivation in the life. During my university time, my role model was our head of our department, environmental engineering department. He always gave their speeches with such a strong impact, but he was always calm and persuasive. So I want to have the same public speaking skills as he has. So I decided to participate in different competitions where I can gain different kind of self-confidence, but also at the same time I learn to accept the rejection. Perhaps the most exciting competition was a beauty contest between universities. Honestly, I felt that I have no talent to sing or to dance. That is why I selected the public talk. Public talk was given in front of 1,000 people. And at this moment, I understand what actually, from this point, I will stop afraid to give a talk. Finally, I got the second place, and this feeling what I can give a connection to the audience, and I accept this connection from the audience. Expressing your own opinion and being accepted by others sounds good. But your communication skills can be also used to make others to act, especially to act to go beyond their daily routine. That is why I selected the Vienna International Toastmaster, because I would like to improve my leadership skills, what will help me to develop in my career also. Thank you so much.
Yes, I am sure all of those that.
So I want to have the same public speaking skills as he has. So I decided to participate in different competitions where I can gain different kind of self-confidence, but also at the same time I learn to accept the rejection. Perhaps the most exciting competition was a beauty contest between universities. Honestly, I felt that I have no talent to sing or to dance. That is why I selected the public talk. Public talk was given in front of 1,000 people. And at this moment, I understand what actually, from this point, I will stop afraid to give a talk. Finally, I got the second place, and this feeling what I can give a connection to the audience, and I accept this connection from the audience. Expressing your own opinion and being accepted by others sounds good. But your communication skills can be also used to make others to act, especially to act to go beyond their daily routine. That is why I selected the Vienna International Toastmaster, because I would like to improve my leadership skills, what will help me to develop in my career also. Thank you so much. It was not easy.
Yes, I am sure all of those that have done the first speech, we all have the nerves before, but it feels so good to be done, right?
Yeah.
Good job, Julian. And congratulations on your first speech. For now we will take 1 minute, so I will ask the timekeeper if you can time us for 1 minute, so that you can give feedback to Julia on your papers.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you spell your name?
Julia.
With J or? It's on the agenda. If you have the agenda.
You should
it's
have
on
it,
the
yeah.
agenda.
It's a first speech.
Alright, 1 minute is over. You can of course continue to write, and there is a cup going around. It says speaker 1, so please make sure to put it in that cup. Pathways and EasySpeak. For those of you that are not familiar, these are the 2 websites that we use for our Toastmasters activities. Lily has been with us almost 12 years, if I'm not wrong, so that's quite some experience. We are looking forward to hear your speech. Her speech is part of the Strategic Relationship Development Program, and this is part where she's supposed to research and present on a different topic. The speech is supposed to be between 5 to 7 minutes long, and I will give the floor to the second evaluator, which is Melissa, to give us a short description of the kind of speech that Lily is delivering today.
Yes, good afternoon. Strategic relationships, researching and presenting, research and present an unfamiliar topic, organize the speech clearly to maximize audience understanding, craft clear and engaging transitions between main sections of the speech, use and cite sources to support the speech content, and make the source list available. But above all, Lily, from you, we expect a lot of entertaining new information, and you will keep us engaged until the end, I'm sure.
Everybody, Lily with Pathways and EasySpeak.
Fellow Toastmasters, honoured guests, this is the Public Speaking Club, which is a safe environment for us to practice. Now you might have seen that I was filming using my PC to film. Don't worry, you'll be able to see that film if you join the club or sign up to EasySpeak, because it's only available on the closed list of members. We trust one another, we learn from each other. Guess what? I'm the speaker today, and I'm going to talk to you about EasySpeak and Pathways, which are our 2 websites. EasySpeak is where you sign up to join the club and join the meeting, to attend the meeting. And Pathways is where you sign up to get your assignments. Next. My first thing that I'd like to teach you is we have a Sergeant at Arms who is responsible to set up the room before. My responsibility as a speaker is to tell the Sergeant at Arms, the beamer. And I've got a PowerPoint. I left the printout of my PowerPoint at home. I've got my laptop. Can I go back into the triangle? Yes, here we are. So we are in a small meeting room today, so you can actually see what I've prepared for you on my PowerPoint. And I'd like to go further, and I'm not sure whether... Yes. Let me read to you what I wanted to show you on the PowerPoint. This comes from the Pathways assignment, Strategic Relationships, is a path designed to help you build your skills as a leader in communication. The projects on this path focus on understanding diversity, building personal and professional connections with a variety of people, and developing a public relations strategy. Communicating well interpersonally and as a public speaker is emphasised in each project. The path culminates in a project to apply your skills as a leader in a volunteer organisation. When you log in to Pathways, you can go to Pathways even as a non-member and get a lot of information about the Toastmasters program. However, when you join, you get access to sign up for a path in Pathways. Here we go again. Researching Easy Speak in Pathways. I wanted to show you our two websites that we use, because what I discovered by researching Pathways and Easy Speak spontaneously, not really. I've been looking regularly and it's inconsistent. We transitioned to Pathways more than 2 years ago, and our great programmer has done a lot of work in setting up all of the paths and the lessons that we can learn in Easy Speak so that we can track our progress in Easy Speak over Pathways. The project addresses strategies for selecting a topic, suggestions for research, and methods for producing a well-organised speech. Pathways in general gives you lots and lots of tips, short videos, lots of constructive information to help you on your path. There are 4 levels, 4 assignments in each level. I'm in level 1, and this is the 4th assignment in level 1. And as Melissa correctly read out, in Pathways, it's called, no, actually, on Easy Speak, on your, what you see here comes from Easy Speak. And the Strategic Relationships 1.4, Researching and Presenting, is different in Easy Speak, because on Pathways, the Researching and Presenting is the 2nd assignment. So I've already given you a presentation about Easy Speak, which when you join the club, yes, it is posted. Some of our continuity is not there anymore. We used to record all of our meetings and post them on the website. So that particular speech, I believe, is available to look at when you're signed in as a member on Easy Speak. And I've given a lot of information about Easy Speak. Unfortunately, it was the first time we were using Teams. My wonderful evaluator pointed out what I should really work on in my growth process, in my training as a communicator, as a competent leader, is to get familiar with Teams. Way beyond that, now it's the next level, the next thing. Figure out how to have an effective live meeting with real people in a real meeting room at the United Nations, in the E-building, in a room that we've never met before. I wanted to point out the results of my research, which are that Easy Speak says that the researching and presenting comes straight after the icebreaker, yet Pathways puts it on the next step after that, and the 4th level is to hand in your assignment to the Vice President Education and get them to confirm, tick it off, and then you'll get your certificate for having completed level 1, Strategic Relationships. The issues that I'm addressing here are fascinating to me. I am working with an NGO in consultative status with the United Nations, and I'm the Easy Speak support for our club and beyond. So I consider myself an expert. And the most important thing in public speaking is don't apologise, don't draw attention to the stuff that you can't do, but point out what you really do well. So for me, my strength, spontaneous. Spontaneous. I'm working with my laptop. I'm sharing the websites. Ultimately, what I want to show you, the two websites that you want to log into are Pathways on Toastmasters International, TMI, and EasySpeak to log into this particular club. And you can find out everything you want to know immediately, or spontaneously, or gradually.
I hope you understood a little bit more about the differences in EasySpeak and Pathways. Now I will ask the timekeeper to, if you can give us 1 minute so that people can write our notes for the second speaker now. And that's for today, that's
The cup for the second speaker.
This one.
The one that's labelled speaker 2.
Alright, the time is up, and you can put your notes in that cup that says speaker 2. We are moving on to the second part, to the second component of this meeting, which is the impromptu speeches. So we have a topics master who will introduce a topic for today and questions, and she will randomly, spontaneously ask attendants to answer those questions. Please be aware that the answer should be between 1 to 2 minutes, most ideally. I present you Rina, the topics master of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster of today. Yesterday, before I start, Maria Teresa called me and twisted my both arms to do something, and I said to her, oh God, I have 2 meetings, what I'm supposed to do, okay, I will prepare something. So here I am. Yesterday's spontaneous decision to prepare something. I do not know about you, but I enjoy reading about famous people in our lives, in this world, and what they said about their experience, what they think about life, famous quotes of famous people. So I prepared some of them. So I will say what this person said, and you can imagine who said it, and if you know the person, what do you think about that person, or what do you think about the sentence. My first question goes to Toastmaster Brian. The quote is, "It always seems impossible until it is done." It always seems impossible until it is done. Who said it, or who might have said it, and what do you think?
Thank you, Toastmaster Rena. As to who said it, it could be anyone. We can go back all the way through history, or into the future. But I think that's very relevant, because in my life I went through school, and college was the best 16 years of my life. It took me a long time to finish, and it was impossible till it was done. And I think a lot of us face that in our lives, in our work, in dealing with other people. It can be impossible till it is done. But if you think it's impossible, it will never get done. So there's always barriers. But I had a teacher in school who once said, don't think of things as problems, think of them as challenges.
famous sentence was said by Nelson Mandela, South African political leader, and he reached 95 years old. The second sentence, no man is rich enough to buy back his past. No man is rich enough to buy back his past. Toastmaster Ines, who, maybe you know who said it? What do you think?
Hello Toastmasters, honored guests, Madam Table Topics Master. I think this man was your grandfather. I know, it was your grandfather. He was a very emotional person. And I think you have the genes from him. You know him. You know him as well, very well. He was actually not rich, but he was very spontaneous. And he knew how to get you. He knew it. Because his emotions were very rich. And the emotions were, he was very angry at you when you were small. His emotions were very loving. And he said to you, the best thing which you have in life is not the money. It's actually the love. That's the emotion which we really need, also in Toastmasters. The emotion of understanding, accepting, and feeling safe. Fellow Toastmasters, we can learn a lot from the grandfather of Toastmaster Rina.
Grandfather reached 96 years old, and he was all his life he was a farmer, and he was never rich, and he was very strict. He was very strict and very shouting, and sometimes he beat the hell out of me. So I don't think he was that loving person. Anyway, the person who said this is Oscar Wilde, and his original name is Oscar Finkel, but Irish name, I cannot read. And he reached only 46 years old. Yeah. Third question, I am not allowed to ask Nicole, but would you like to answer? Okay. I forgot your name. Aruj. Aruj, okay. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. As Brian said, anyone could say that, but someone said it first place. The purpose of our lives is to be happy. What do you think?
I'm not really sure who said this, but it is very true. And if you relate everything, that if a person is rich and they cannot buy health, or they're not happy, then it doesn't really matter if they're healthy or not, if they're happy or not. Sorry. And if you're not really successful in all the avenues of your life, then you cannot be happy in all the aspects. Nothing else comes to mind.
If you go to the Google, it says Dalai Lama said it several times. Dalai Lama, someone who lives in exile, not in his own country. He exiled in India, and he is now 87 years old. The next one. Who would like to answer? Do you want to answer? Good. Okay. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to a person, not to things. If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, to an aim, not to people, not to things.
It's one of the best goals. It's one of the best quotes I've heard in the past 24 hours. So I assume it definitely came out of women, because only a woman orient herself in a long-term vision journey. So let me think, maybe it's possibly a Beyonce because she just dropped her album. So certainly it comes from a woman of color because you're strong-minded and you're goal-oriented. But at the same time, you have to be spontaneous because your creative thinking also leads you to a journey when you sustain yourself in the present, but at the same time, you kind of push yourself forward, not trying to be materialistic, and at the same time, not trying to be kind of like short vision, let's say that. So I will stick with Beyonce, and I will stick with spontaneous approaching.
Very good. But in fact, the person who said it is a man. And I'm sorry. It is one of the famous quotes of Albert Einstein. No one smaller than Albert Einstein. Okay, and he was born in Germany, as you know, died in the United States. When he died, he was 76 years old. One more question? Okay. Who wants to answer? Would you like to answer? Would you like to answer? Okay. The sentence is, it is easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. It is easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone.
Yeah, so here I am standing alone. No, we're actually together. Once again, my name is Hilola. That's a beautiful quote. It is indeed easy to stay together with people, to go together with some colleagues of yours, friends, family members, relatives. It is always easier than being alone. But how many times we actually felt alone in this world? How many times we felt like we are going somewhere not knowing where we are going? How many times you felt lost? And how many times you found yourself? I think these are the questions we face from time to time, and I ask myself always, what is my aim today? What is my goal? Where am I going? I don't know who said that. Beautiful words. Those beautiful words. But I encourage us to be together. As Eric Fromm said, if we stay on the surface, we see our differences. But if we penetrate to the core, we see our similarities. Thank you.
This sentence is from Mahatma Gandhi. And if we, okay, Mahatma Gandhi. Anyone else wants to answer a question? Okay. The next quote is, don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. It's a pleasure to discuss this table topic. My take on this is, you know when you're small and your parents told you you're the most special little baby and human ever? They were cuddling in your arms and they looked at you and said, you are special, you are unique. And then after, when you go to high school and university, you recognize, maybe I'm not that special. I'm just weird. And then you go into work and you recognize, wow, there's so many amazing people around me who seem like they're much better than me, who seem like they are more unique than me, more special, unlike what my mother and my parents told me. And when you go home, you just think, oh wow, is life a lie? Are my parents covering something up? Are they misleading me in my journey of life? But then I think back to what really pushes us forward, what really makes each individual stand out. And it's that you don't need to feel like you're unique in order to feel unique. You know you are. So you don't need anyone to tell you so when you're small, or your friends to tell you so, but you just need to know this yourself in order for you to confidently walk your own journey in life in the future and onwards. Thank you very much.
I don't have a time. Okay. I have just one more question. Well, the person who said it, it's Mark Twain. Mark Twain, the American writer. Okay, that's it. He's the person who said it. Okay. The last question. Who wants to answer? One of you? You? Good. If you are not a liberal at 20, you have no heart. If you are not a conservative at 40, you have no brain. If you are not a liberal at 20, you have no heart. If you are not a conservative at 40, you have no brain. Who said it? Most probably you have read it somewhere.
Thank you very much. I will try to be spontaneous. It is true, I read it somewhere, but I forgot where. But I think it's, first of all, it's not important who said it, because my vision of famous people is that if they didn't hear about me, why would I hear about them, right? So whoever said it. And then secondly, I always disagree, because it's a principle thing. Like my boss tells me, I think you should do that. Of course I disagree. Why would I do that? But so I slightly disagree with this statement, which I forgot what it is, but we can make it, no, if you're a liberal at 20,
you have no heart.
You have no heart. Well, of course you have a heart, right? It's a biological thing. We couldn't live without the heart. So it's true. You have to have a heart. But if you have to be a liberal with 20, that's debatable. But if you're a conservative with 40, you have no brain. I mean, 40 nowadays is still very young, right? I mean, in the past, people lived until 45, so then they were maybe old. But nowadays, I would say, if you are 100 and you're not conservative, then you have no brain. But you can still be a liberal with 40 these days. Thank you very much.
Actually, Winston Churchill said it. Winston Churchill said it. The former Prime Minister of UK. Twice he was a Prime Minister. Okay, now, this is the end of the table topics. But now I want to tell Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill. Yeah, but I don't know the name. Well, we ask them. Okay. The first speaker was Brian. The second was Ines. Third was Arjun. And the fourth was Sarina. And the fifth was Kirova.
Kilola, yes.
Kilova.
Like High Lola. Kilova.
And the sixth is, what is your name? Okay. Wayron. And your name? Tudo. So, these were the speakers. So you can vote for the best table topics. Okay? And all the votes to Ria. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, thank you for joining. I hope at least it was entertaining. It was entertaining. Thanks.
Okay, we'll take 1 minute now. If you can vote for the first, second, and third favorite speaker of yours, and put it in the cup.
No bad.
This first speaker comment. This is first.
You can write in a small piece of paper who's
The
the
second.
speaker and what if you want.
This is the
if you want.
first. This is the second.
Can you also do this as well? All right, 1 minute is over. We have the cups here. You can maybe put it in. Now we're moving to the third component, which is very important because we are getting a lot of feedbacks. Please do not get nervous or stressed about it. You might get some negative, but you also get some positive feedbacks as well. We are here to learn from our mistakes and also to improve. So don't be too shy or too stressed if you receive a little negative comment. I will introduce Ben, who is the general evaluator, and he will take over.
Before we know the winner of this wonderful table topic session, I would like to invite our evaluators of prepared speech to come here. And today, Toastmaster Tatiana will give us a report on the first speech.
Hello Toastmasters, distinguished guests. Toastmasters cannot be distinguished until they reach certain level. Maria Teresa always reminds me about that, that's why I'm trying to be consistent. Being the first to speak or speak for the first time is very challenging, and I had the privilege to have my speech not so long ago, so I feel that Julia was really preparing and ready to deliver her speech. As an evaluator, I had to really be attentive, and I really recommend everyone to take up those roles, because then you are attentive to what others are saying, even if you are maybe not so much interested, but it's of course the role of the speaker to make all of us interested, and I think Julia did it for sure. There are very many parameters according to which we are evaluating each speech. This is why we are here. We are here to learn how to improve, and one of the parameters which I would like to mention in this particular speech is of course the connection to the audience. I think that Julia did a very good job in looking at different participants, at different people at the audience, and addressing different parts of her speech to that particular person, but that way you also, and me as a part of audience, we all felt engaged. Her speech was clear, the language was easy to understand, and I also appreciate the level of humor and openness with which she was looking in her past. Actually, to give you a tip, the first speech or icebreaker, of course, one would say it's always easy to speak about yourself, because yourself, I mean, oneself is the center of the universe at some point, maybe only in the very beginning of our way in this world. But it's not so easy. There are ways, and there are tips on the Easy Speak and the Toastmasters websites which really make you think, do you want to speak about your timeline, or do you want to speak about a particular event? But Julia chose the one about the timeline, and this way she made us know what was her path, why actually she came to the club, and what were the challenges and barriers on this way. I would also point out the comfort level. I think Julia didn't show, at least to me, any sign of stress. That is really much appreciated, and her body language was also very much engaging, and they took us really with interest through the speech. So I have to give 3 points. You really excelled at structure and flow. You studied in the past, you brought us to the current room. You might consider working on language and the use of words and some grammar maybe, but these are all our hiccups anyways. And to challenge yourself, I would encourage you to deliver another speech sometime soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Julia. We hope to see you very soon here again. Without further ado, second evaluator for the second speech, Toastmaster Melissa, please give the report.
fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, good afternoon. I'd like to start by stating that I have absolutely no idea what am I supposed to do today. And this is because I have an evaluation form that talks about researching and presenting, which should be just any topic. It may be a new topic or a known topic. And as per the Easy Speak, Lily will be presenting or has presented an unfamiliar topic. And so that raised my attention from the beginning. Why would Lily pick pathways as an unfamiliar topic? By now, we should all know, at least the ones that have been coming here more often. At this stage, I would also like to say that Sila is a true visionary, because from the beginning of the meeting, she knew that the keyword will be spontaneous. So I'm also going to be spontaneous, just like Lily was. So last time, the challenge was that normally we present on Zoom, and the platform was Teams, and I really was cheering for you that you hold on to it and you can complete the presentation on Teams, which you did. And today the idea was that you present, but now on a live setting, just realize that the projector isn't working, and again you are back to square zero, where you are faced with the situation that you have the audience, but you don't have the tools. This being said, good job, Lily. I think it's extremely challenging, but I think that's where Toastmasters helps us to feel at ease with situations, and this is everyday situations. You'll be faced with a case that you have to do a presentation and you don't have the beamer is broken, or indeed you don't have the tools, or your Zoom link breaks, or the worst of all our nightmares, the time you're having an interview and you don't have internet. So these are all skills that we need to master. What you did really well is you kept focused, you knew what you wanted to convey to the audience, and I think above all you raised our curiosity about learning more about something we should already know, but maybe we don't, and I also don't know. You used effective use of, you used eye contact to engage the audience, and you could connect very well with everybody, which is actually one of your strengths. What I will do, or what would be my suggestion for you to work on, is to understand the logistics of the meeting setup before next time. So looking forward to your next presentation.
Thank you very much, and I would like to say that the evaluation during those 3 minutes obviously is not always, cannot stop always like today. You can also speak between the evaluator and the speaker after the sessions, of course. It is now our time for Toastmaster Sila to tell us how good we were with this beautiful language that's English.
Thank you very much. The word of the day, spontaneous. It was Lily said 3 times, which she actually does it. I mean, she's like more than just saying it, embracing the word actually. Gordana said it 1 time, Ines 1 time, Melissa just now 1 time, and I think some guests also like embrace the words. Yes. And 3 points I would like to comment on the use of language today. I love it. Today's meeting is the use of humor, starting with Julia's speech and then all the way to the end. I think lots of guests also contributed to that. Short sentences, but simple words. I think actually that's the most powerful that you can find in a speech. And I think the table topics, all those quotes from the table topics, definitely demonstrate that. Almost like we all need to go back and read some more of all the quotes to make better speeches. I just wanted to quote a few, the one that I picked that I really like. This one is from Brian. I think, if you think it's impossible, no, it would never be done. And don't think of it as problem, think of it as challenge. Very simple, but powerful and strong. And then, what else? There is this one. The best you need is not money, it's love. That's the, yes, that's from Ines. And if you want to, that's the quote. Your creative thinking leads you to a journey. I remember I picked this up from, okay, sorry, I should write out the name next time. is
I think you said it, huh?
possibly, yeah, like, but this one definitely is coming from you. You say something, you feel like you are going, not knowing where you are going.
That was mine first.
It's very, I can see the picture and possibly also feel it most of the time. If we penetrate our depth, we see our core. There is one also, is life and life, very simple. And oneself is the center of universe. That one is from Tatiana's evaluation. So that's just my personal preference. And yeah, that's my grammarian report. Thank you. From the crown of, yes, thank you, Marie Teresa. She always put things into order, like, you know, make sure we do everything. And the crown of grammarian, which one should we get? That would be Brian, yes. Thank you, bye.
Thank you. It is now our Ria for the timekeeper report.
Yes, so we had Julia was the first speaker, and she was great in time. She had out of 6 minutes, 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Then we had Lily. Lily was slightly over the time. She had 7 minutes and 24 seconds, but it was very, very interesting, so it was okay. And then we had the table topics, which should be not more than 2 minutes and not less than 1 minute. We had Brian with 1 minute and 7 seconds, Ines 1 minute and 34 seconds, Arush 40 seconds. Then Zarina with 1 minute and 11 seconds, Halola with 1 minute and 17 seconds, Wei-Rong with 1 minute and 37 seconds, and Tudor was 1 minute and 35 seconds. For the evaluation, Tatiana took 3 minutes and 19 seconds, and Melissa 2 minutes and 51 seconds, so that was also in time.
We got 3 minutes to 30, but maybe a rush. We just have now the accounter from Toastmaster, Maria Teresa. Please give us a report.
Thank you, Mr. General. Anyway, the Toastmaster Ben, I'm going to sit down. My discretion. Fellow Toastmasters, other guests. I think this is the first time I've been in a meeting where we have more guests than members. And I haven't counted any of the odds for the guests. You are somehow exempt. In any event, this is what I did catch. Gordana, I caught you with 5, but you had a lot of speaking to do, so I think we should somehow balance that out. Arush, you had 2. Silla, Madam President, you had 4. Ria, you had 3. Julia, you had 3. I counted 1 for Tatiana, 2 for Melissa, and otherwise everybody was free. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Maria Teresa. Now the most exciting part, we're gonna know who won the table topic session.
I'm going to stand up for this. So it was very slight, yeah, like our guests had loads of voting and loads of voices, and the winner is Brerang.
Should I talk or?
Okay. Not yet.
We normally have a ribbon for the best table topic, but you need to be a member. So you're very welcome to join us.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You're still counting. I don't have cash. It is now my time to say thank you to everyone. It was wonderful sessions, well organized compared to last time. I think we shook hands quite a lot, maybe not enough, we missed some. But it was thanks to you, Maria Teresa, because we had a brief yesterday and she told us with how to handle well the meeting. And thanks for all the guests that jumped in for your first impromptu speech. It was very good and really good to see that you're ready to jump in. We're waiting for you for prepared speeches and more sessions to come. Thank you very much.
have ended right on time, to the point. We have 30 seconds to finish. So I'm very happy about that. Please don't count my anymore. Also very happy to see that there were so many visitors today, and as Maria Teresa said, there were more than the members. If you guys have any questions or anything, our Vice President of Education, Maria Teresa, is right here. We also have Ria as the as a second Vice President of Education. Secondary, yes. And if you have any questions for future meetings, or if you want to know how to sign up, or if you want to join another meeting, please reach out to them. And
excuse me, in this club you're not supposed to interrupt somebody, but I do have a point of order. If everybody signed it on the guest book, all of our lovely guests, you will be receiving within the next couple of days basically an acceptance of the fact that you are now on Easy Speak, which means you will get automatically an invitation to the next meeting. And if you're computer savvy, you might like to look around. Maybe Lily has prompted you to be curious what you can find on Easy Speak. Not being a member, I don't know how much, but again, I'm Educational Vice President. I love this club. I like to see so many fresh, new faces. And again, if you have any questions, I'm only an email message away.
Thank you, Maria Teresa. And with that, I will give the floor to our president.
Thank you so much, Susanna. Thank you so much, everyone, for making this such a rich and enjoyable meeting. And I just also would like to use your applause, maybe like to give thanks to all those working behind the scene to make this possible. We have a team of executive committee officer, but in particular, I would like to, today to give the applause to Rina, who is always helping us to set up the rules, always making sure that we have all the paper, we need the agenda, like the ballot, all this cannot happen without her being very diligent, like Sergeant Am. And of course, also Maria Teresa, who is answering all the emails from, I don't know how many emails she has been answering like just time before the meeting. So, of course, also we have, the membership. Ines also is helping a lot in terms of looking after all the new members. And just a very short point, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but one thing, if you're interested in joining the contest, I want to give a heads up, because as a club, we have to organize the in-club contest next year before the middle of February. 19th of February, we have to conduct our in-club contest if we want to. And there are 3 contests. Table topic, what we had done today. Second one is prepare speech, and also the evaluator contest. So 3 types of contests we can have. And to be qualified as a contestant, you need to have 6 speeches. I think you need to make 6 speeches before that, so that there is a bit of the time limit. But
Just
I guess
for the
it's
speech
still
contest.
feasible.
Not
right?
for the other 2, only for the speech contest.
Only for the prepare.
International speech.
Yeah, exactly. For table topic evaluator, no, there is no that requirement. But if you want to join in the prepare speech contest, make sure that you have your 6 speeches, before then, and we'll try to see how we can accommodate. But possibly maybe 1 speech every time. I don't know, but let's see. But anyhow, with that, I would also just a quick word round from the guests. 1 word. What do you want to say about our meeting? Because we're running out of time. Sorry.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to registering. Yeah, I also enjoyed it. It was a very interesting experience. So yeah, I think I'll join next time.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah, it's very engaging.
Okay. 1 word.
For having us.
Thank you for having us. I really enjoyed it.
Great. And funny. Like my word, your word, and funny. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit of funny. Like,
Superb.
Superb. Okay. And spontaneous. I can't say anymore. Inclusive. Cool. And there he.
Me?
Yes.
Educating.
Educating. Bravo. Yes.
My word is entertaining.
Entertaining. Oh, okay. So that helps Melissa and I, we joined the Vienna event on Saturday, which is also about entertaining and ideas. TEDx, TED times TEDx Vienna.
Jargon.
They have.
TED Talk.
No, it was the
TED
past
Talk.
Saturday in Fox Theatre,
Yeah,
and it
TED
was
Talk.
amazing event. I can only highly recommend if you want to keep posted of ideas worth spreading around. And I see possible this is also what we are doing in Toastmaster. So with that, thank you.